All right. Okay, so today I'm going to do a synthwave tune for. So my mic cuts out on these screenshots. So what I'm saying is I'm doing this for the RPM challenge to record a record in the month. Ableton Move right here, and I'll just get started on this. So I'm going to go over to the set overview. Come over here. I've already kind of created some stuff here, but I'm going to show you how I created a drum set here. So we go to set 5. And I'm going to go in here. Here's a drum kit. And even this one's already been created, but we'll go ahead and let's imagine that, we came up with the typical patch that Ableton kind of preloads for you and say like, okay, I need to choose something different. So you go down here to templates and we're just going to get a fresh template. We say drum kit. There we go. Here's a fresh drum kit. There's just no sound here at all from any of these drums. Okay, so I'm going to choose my first pad sample. I'm going to try and create like I kind of been inspired by the Lindrum sound, so I got some Lindrum samples from Splice. And then come down here for samples. And then I'm just going to go over here to this kick. And so here's a kick. Okay, so now one of the things about the Lindrum is it was kind of like, it was only like a 12-bit sample or something like that, and had this crazy way of, if you detune the samples, it got really crunchy and crazy. So instead of using the stretch factor playback effect, I'm going to go to the 8-bit, and then I'm also going to set the sample rate up because I think these are already kind of downsampled a bit, so I don't want any more downsampling on that. But that will get a little bit of that effect right there when we kind of transpose down. So I have that as a creative option as I'm working for this kit. Okay, now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to hit copy. I'm going to copy this kick to every single pad here. I'm going to copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste. Good. Now that I have all these things copied, what this allows me to do is to go in and, again, look at the sample. But now I can choose, I'm not going back to the main folder, but I'm already in the folder that I want to be in that has the rest of the samples that I want to load. And so I'm going to go over to Ableton Live. I'll show you here with my kind of whole kit screen. Here's Ableton Live. And here's my kit right here that I'm trying to recreate on the Move. There should be some way to actually take this and export it to the Move. I haven't figured that out, so I'm just doing this by hand. But again, this is a good exercise in seeing how to do something by hand. So if I look up here at my little window here, I got another kick that has the number 26 attended to it. Again, this was kind of attached to the samples as I download them, which is convenient. Here's my snare on 20. I have a snare on 16, and then I have, let me see, I'm going to do a clap on 11, okay, and then a clap on 26, and then clap this down here, whoops, not clap, a hat, there we go, close hat, another closed hat on 27, and then I have a tom, which is 17, another tom, which is registered at 12, another hat that's actually at 12 too. So this is the open hat, and then another kind of quasi-open hat, whoops, at 15, and then we have a tom. We did the tom, okay. So then we got this more like Simmons kind of tom right up here. And then the lower version of that one. And then a ride, even though they're kind of rare in synthwave. There we go. And so I've created all those. So now what I'm going to do is hit Shift and the main knob. Whoops, actually go back here. Let's just get into this. So bring it over to the sample, shift main knob, and go into parameter banks. We're going from main bank over to filter and setup, and then I'm going to go here for this knob and create chokes for the hi-hats. That means this will choke that, and this will choke this, but there's more decay on this, so. There we go. And then what I can do is go back to the main kit here, go over to reverb. I'm going to choose the arena tail reverb for this big, kind of huge reverb sound, and then start assigning, sending some of the pads over to the reverb, like the snares, obviously. Claps. Little bit of the hats. And a little bit of cymbals here. And then the toms. Gotta make sure I didn't hit one of those kicks in there. And then just kind of cool. And that's the kit. I have a kit I've already prepared along with other synths set up on to my main project, or the set overview. And we're going to go over to this set right here and kind of go in there. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to delete some things that already exist. There it goes, because we're going to set this up fresh. And we're going to delete that clip too. Okay. So here's my drum kit. And I'll even turn on these toms here. There we go. Cool. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start building just a beat. So I'll get my kick. And just so you know, my tempo is 92 beats per minute. So there's my kick. And then put that snare on like that snare there, actually. Maybe even go over here and add a little more reverb to that particular snare. Whoops. There we go. And then I'll add some hat. And then I want to add some groove to the hat. So we're going to take every other one and bring its velocity down. Cool. That's a good place to start. And maybe, should we try clap? Let's try that, see what that sounds like. See if we like it. Bring that clap down just a little bit. Bring the hat down a little bit too. That's not too bad. Okay, so I like that. And so what I'm going to do now is duplicate that. So we're going to loop out, create 4 bars, hit copy, go down the first bar, copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste. So, and then what I'm going to do is go over here to kick, and I'm going to start making some variations on these measures. So I'll put the kick in right there on this measure. I'll go over to the next measure, put the kick in right here, go to this measure here, put the kick in right here again, and go to the last measure and put the kick in right here. And then for my snare, I'm going to hit a double hit right here in this last measure. So And that's a good place to start. Okay, so I got a bit of a nice little drum groove going on here. So I'm going to go to my bass. They give me this dark bass, which is one of the wavetable basses. And I've set my key to be D flat major. Okay, so that means this is D flat, E flat, F, G flat, right? Yes, A flat, B flat, C, D flat. There we go. Okay, and so I'm going to start with my one here, the D flat, and then again I'm just. It's really interesting how that auto starts when I do that. And usually in synthwave you have a sidechain compressor working on the bass and some of the other elements of the mix, and then it's all sidechain to the kick until you get that. And Ableton doesn't include sidechain compression in the Move, at least not as it is right now. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go here and actually adjust the velocity of the first beat of, or sorry, the beat. Every like note that falls on the beat, so it kind of falls with the kick. Could do this one too, I suppose. Because that, let's see what it sounds like. Okay, that sounds pretty good. And also reduce the second note a little bit too, just because it takes a while for that compressor to release. So kind of imitating the release of the compressor. Great, that's cool. I want to have another bar here where I go down to the 6. And so we're going to move over to the next bar. Again, we're going to enter all these notes. Bring down the 1 here. Let me bring this one down slightly because I know that kick goes good up right there. Cool. All right, and then let's do another couple of measures. This time I want to go to the 3. So I'm going to increase it by 1 bar, move over to that bar. So now we have that bar selected, and that's what we're going to sequence here. And we're going to choose a 3 right there. Same thing. We're going to bring these down. Bring these down slightly, not too much. And actually, now that I'm listening to it, this was unintentional, but I'm getting some Billy Idol vibes. So, okay. Because I heard another chord next and I realized that was going to be Billy Idol, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do something different. I'm going to go to 4 bars. And this time, what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold down loop and copy. I'm going to copy my 3rd measure to my 4th measure. So we get this. I'm liking that groove. That's pretty nice. Okay, so now I'm going to turn to my little lead thing here. I'll try kind of jamming along with that a little bit. See what... Start and hit play again. In fact, let's just record this. that's all right. I don't know that I'm digging the sound that much for this purpose, especially with the ARP. Let's see if we can find another voice. Okay, so I guess you can see I was just kind of playing with a lot of the tone there. I brought up the delay at the 4/16 delay, which means it's just a quarter note. That was not interesting to me. So I brought down a 3/16, which is like a dotted eighth note. In fact, let's just solo that. So we'll bring out the other tracks. Now, bringing up the filter modulation is kind of interesting here. Bring down the dry wet a little bit. And maybe we can make this one breathe a little bit too. So we're going to do the same trick here that we did on the bass. Bring the velocity down on beat 1. Let's see what that just sounds like for the first measure. Bring in the kick, or the kit. And then put that in with the bass. Yep, we're getting some of that synthwave feel there. I like it. So I'm going to go to the next bar, do the same thing. Figured check it out before I do the whole thing, and then decide I didn't like it and have to undo all that. Of course, it wouldn't be too hard to undo, but still. Kind of bring that down. Same thing here, and let's see what the reverb sounds like. Good, I like that. And then I'll come over here to this pad. Vibrato pad. So let's see what this sounds like in the mix. I certainly like the voicing I'm using there, because I'm using kind of like the root and the fifth of the 1 chord, which makes it the 3rd and the 7th of the 6th chord. And then come and turn that that 3 chord into a minor 7 too by doing the 2, which is the 7th here. So let's record that one. chorus on here, see what we got going. Oh, classic. Brought up the amount of the chorus there. Let's just kind of solo this by muting the others, because there's no solo that I'm aware of on the Move. It's got a bit of an organ sound going on it. Let's go back to the voice. Oh, full now. Let's put that back in the mix, see what that sounds like. Yeah, kind of slow down that LFO a bit, increase the amount a little bit more. So that oscillator shape adjustment has some potential for development. So we can start with something a little more simple like this. Okay, so I'm taking with this interesting idea here. I have, if we go back here to the top set overview, I have this, and I have this thing that I've created over here that I can set to the same tempo. Whoops, metronome on, 92. Yeah, so it's set to the same tempo. And I could even come in here and create like a lead. But what I'm going to do, this is going to be really interesting. I'm going to try seeing if I can't remember how to do this copy. So I'll sacrifice my ride symbol here. Okay, let me describe what I'm going to do because I'm way in my head here. Okay, so I'm going back to my original set here that I've got for my synthwave track. Cool, that's what I want. I'm going to go into the drum kit, and I'm going to sacrifice the simple pad here, or sampler pad here for a moment, because I just want to get the length of this thing. And I'm going to hit the sample record, and we're on mic, and I want to go to resampling. Okay. And what we're going to do, press pad. Now, let's go ahead and go back up here, choose this, and we're just going to see what we got. Great. Yeah, the unfortunate thing is you can't, even that doesn't stop it. I forget how to stop these things. Okay. Now what we'll do is we'll go over back to the main set overview, come over here, and then I'm going to go into this set, and on the drum kit, I'm going to reload this sample here. So I'm going to change that sample from the right. I'm going to go back here, go back again, down to user recordings, and this is set for, let's try that one. That's it. We'll bring up the volume on it. Okay, and then what we're going to do is we're going to set a loop length here for 4 bars. And since it just plays anyway until the end, all I have to do is put this on beat 1, and it should, and let's just bring the metronome here to make sure everything's kind of synced up correctly. That has to do with the length. Oh, that's the issue, huh? Hopefully that's enough length there to make it go the distance. Great. I'll tell you what, I'm just going to take this and I'm going to go into the sample, go over to filter setup, and I'm going to put this thing on a choke group. So I can just do that and shut it up. Done. Great. Okay. Now, the reason I've brought this track into this project here is I'm going to record a lead over it and then import that lead back into the original project. Here. Okay, so I'm going to go over to my lead thing. And I'll just hit play. Again, that stopped it. It's kind of obnoxious, but it stopped it. Because what I need to do here is check the key, because that does not sound like it's in the singing key. No, it is not. We should be in C sharp major. Now the question is that the best lead? You know, what I wish we had here was something that allowed me to do a vibrato, like, you know, some kind of a LFO I could spin up on that. And then maybe even... I wonder if they have any of these leads are... Whoops. Are sensitive to that. Clara lead. So this one did... That seems to be filter sensitive. Ooh, I kind of like that. That might work. know if I like that Dewey there. See what happens. Okay, so it seems to happen towards the end of the third bar. Fourth bar. So let's go to loop and we'll choose the fourth bar. Okay, so hear that again. See if I eject to the note or the timing. I think if the next note came sooner, so let's go over here, and this time we'll choose this, and there's this note, Dewey and note length, and I think if we do this, okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to mute this sample right here because we don't want to hear it. And then we're going to resample to this pad right here. So again, we're going to hit press pad. Yeah, so, and it should be set to resampling. Yep, good. So I just hit this right here. I believe the metronome won't be part of the sample. Okay, so now we've got our second sample. So let's try going back into the other kit, or into the other set, and we're going to import it back there. And this is how I'm kind of like getting past that 4-track limit, so I can still kind of add some more ideas. So I can use 2 sets and just use one as a scratch pad and the other one as a the main set that I'm working on. So the main set I'm working on is going to be right here, this one. Uh-oh. Why is there no drum kit? Oh, because I created a second kit. That's why. So let's get into the track. So I'm going to come back here. There's that second one. And so we're going to do the same thing here. Where, gosh, what am I not going to use here? I don't like that second clap. But, so let's go over to the kit. Sounds too much like a snare. Oops, triggered that one. Yeah, let's go with that. Okay, so there's nothing recorded here, so all I have to do is bring in the pad. We'll go over here to the sample, and again, we go back, and go back, down to user recording and record. I believe this is 5. Nope. Right, because it's timed. It had that little bit of an intro. So that's the one we want. Good. So what we'll do is we'll come back to this. We're going to copy this right here. Yep, copy. Oh. And then we'll paste. I just realized something's going to go wrong with this. But so let's check out and see what's going to go wrong with this. So here is where I'm going to go in here, and I'm now going to add that sample in here. Just by placing it on beat 1. Whoops, it's not beat 1 of... And it just all of a sudden cuts out. Why? We know. Because we've been here before. It has to do with the hold. Let's go to maximum hold. Okay, so now let's listen to it again. And then restarts again. So remember, my first one was a 8-bar loop, and this is only 4 bars. So what we have to do here is duplicate the 4 bars. So we're going to go loop, 4 bars, 5 bars, 6 bars, and then copy. I'm going to copy 1 to 5, 2 to 6, 3 to 7, and 4 to 8. Then I'm going to go up to bar 5 and get rid of that so it's not going to re-trigger that sample, because I copied that along too. And now we should get the full lead. There we go. That stopped that. And yeah. So that was my track as I've taken it so far. And I felt that this was a good place to stop. And I'll pick it up again at some point. But I want to thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And check out some of the other videos I have in this series as I try to record an album in the month and test out the Ableton Move for its value as a pre-production device. Till next time.